Good evening. Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing today? That's good. Welcome to the Social Flex. Tonight we are hosting you live from Valleys in Duquesne. Tonight's episode is love and what it means to you. So we will be discussing all things love. I am one of your hosts, Carlisa Turner. I am 41 years of age. I am currently widowed. I am open to dating. I'm not dating, but I'm open. And that's enough about me.
I'm also one of your Social Flex hosts and guests, Sierra Tompkins. I am 42 and single and living. Mind your business, do whatever this out here, okay? Before we get started, I'd like to thank, of course, Deke, my brother. I love you. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to be in this space and the time. Or supporting Miss Stacy, of course. Our camera people, Miss Kelly and
Uncle Bruce.
And my cousin.
Because he's so cute.
And all of our vendors, if you have not had a chance to go through Vendors Row, stop over. There is some pretty nice things over there in Vendors Row. So make sure you check that out. Do you wanna hop into it? Oh,
Yes, thank
my
you.
brother, Mr. Sean. My brother Sean. Thank you so much.
Can't do it. And of course, the Social Flex would never be the Social Flex
Without our guy.
without Mr. Cornell.
And then we also have to thank our master of ceremonies for tonight, Mr. Robert.
Maestro.
Mr. Robert. So we were actually given this topic by Deke one day. We came in here and we were sitting and we were just brainstorming. He was like, it'd be real dope if y'all did one on love. So me and her was like, well. So we decided to do love and what it means to you. And when we talk about love, there's so many different caveats with it, and it means so many different things to so many different people. Before we go any further, I'd like to open up the crowd. Would anybody like to speak on what love means to them? Because this is all about, you guys and having an open forum and being able to speak freely on what it means to you.
Guy in the corner.
All right, Mr. Dion.
Well, love to me is true, unconditional love. Really loving somebody no matter what that person goes through, no matter the ups, no matter the downs, no matter what society says. That to me is like a true thing I love. But I didn't realize that till the second time I got married. So I had to figure that out. So, because a lot of times people think about love, and I realize, in my own personal opinion, it's more transactional than it is actually unconditional. So, true unconditional love is what I believe love is.
Okay. Anyone else? Anyone else want to speak on what love means to them?
Nobody else.
We got a shy crowd tonight.
Don't be shy. Come on, what is love?
Man, we got a shy crowd tonight. So, let me get into my notes
I was
here.
gonna say something.
All right,
Yeah.
Well,
let's talk about it.
As far as love for me, love is me not having to question myself. That I'm okay. Because I love.
Okay, let's talk about that.
great answer.
So, when you say a love within yourself, is that love within yourself different than a love you would show to someone else?
No, that's not love within myself. That's love within my relationship.
Okay.
I'm loved, so I'm good.
I mean, hey. So when we speak love, is there any requirements for love? Like, does anyone have any requirements on what they consider love? Does it come with respect or a commitment or a trust factor? This is truly like, what is love to you as an individual person?
That's another in the corner. Here we go.
I'm gonna say as a woman, I believe that love consists of honesty, protection, safety. When you cannot trust your partner, you cannot love your partner, you can't respect them. And that's just a woman's perspective.
But the asking gangster is the dollar GANSTER.
So the next caveat or question I want to get into is there a difference between loving something and being in love with something?
For sure.
Hell yes.
So let's speak on it. Everybody like, yeah.
Everybody nervous. This is my guy right here. Alright, so as I said earlier, the first time I was in love, the first time I was married, I wasn't in love. I was in love with the idea of being married. So I was young and I was like, let's do it. We've been together so long, so let's just go. And emotionally, I wasn't there. So I wasn't really in love. I just kind of loved the idea of being married. But the second time I got married, there's no mountain, there's no situation, there's no person that can come in between us because I'm actually in love to the soul. So I feel it differently the second time I came around. So that's how I feel about it.
You got all the answers. I mean,
So wait a minute, Mr. Dior, so do you feel like there was some growth in your love between the first time and the second time? Was there some growth within?
Major growth. I mean, between trials, tribulations, I'm gonna be honest, my second wife actually elevated me mentally. Had me see things differently than I seen it before. And there's nothing against my first wife, but she's amazing, got 3 kids, she's amazing, we just wasn't compatible. But my current wife elevated me mentally. She made me think things differently in a different mindset. She made me believe more into myself. She poured into me, so it's a definitely different energy that I was getting. So yeah.
So when we look at the dictionaries, we're not doing that?
Slide past that.
that's like
Well, I mean, your ass.
I don't want to get too deep on it.
Get this. You want everybody else to do it? Me, by example. What love mean to you?
Can I get
No, absolutely not.
I didn't even finish it, but I'll give you some examples as to what love means to me.
You had to write it down?
Oh, I did. Well, my example is the lust of somebody, luring them, having laughter. It is. It's literally.
You want to know about what's in your head.
That is what's in my head. The lust of someone, the being in their space, their laughter, observing, being able to have consent, getting that in return, trust factor. But for me, ideally, love is fun. Like, I don't like tough love. Like, I don't like when it's combative. Like, that's not love to me.
Is your love conditional?
I would say yes, because it does depend on the person.
Jesus
And,
Christ.
I mean, I'm not just gonna fall in love with anything or anyone. Like,
Wasn't my question. Wasn't my
yeah, there's many forms. Like the way that I love my brother, I'm not gonna be in love with my man. The way that I love my brother. Or like,
That wasn't my
what was your
question.
question? What's your question back there?
Right here. What love means to me, right?
Absolutely. Thank you.
So I
Thank
think,
you.
I got you.
Thank you.
No, but I think love is something that I continue to learn about. I know what it feels like, but it's one of those things I really even can't even say exactly what it is. I just know I want to continue to do it. So with my wife, I know it was, I knew what it felt like, because she loved me more than I loved myself, even when I was at my worst. She loved me like I was at my best. You know what I'm saying? So that continued to make me want to feel this thing. So I'll do whatever it takes to make that happen.
Right.
All right,
All
Mr.
right.
Corey.
All right.
Great answer.
Great answer. Great answer. So what happened? That was still out. Hey, Corey, are you checking me out over there? Thank you. Yeah.
What's your
What does
definition?
love mean to me?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for putting her on time. I appreciate y'all.
Love for me is unconditional. There's nothing, if I'm in love with you, there is nothing that I won't do for you. There's nothing I won't try my damnedest to withstand for you. There's nothing I won't go through with you. You know what I mean? If we're in it together, we're fighting together, I'm not gonna put a limit on my love like, wow, if you do this, no. Let's do it. Let's figure out how to do it. Let's get through it. We're gonna stumble, we're gonna fall, we're gonna make mistakes sometimes. But let's figure out how we can get through it, get past it, get over it, and move on to something bigger and better and different. And like, that's what love is for me.
So also, I just want to say that we have to realize also that what we accepted as love may not be what we want to accept. Like how Carlisa made love her partner may not know what that love is. So everybody loves differently. Everybody accepts love differently. And I could try my damnedest to put out what I feel is love to you as a person, and you might be like, man, this motherfucker don't love me. Like,
Well, that goes back to what he said about
Yeah.
Communication, though.
It wasn't compatible.
right, well,
Sometimes you be in love and still not be compatible.
so, there's also a difference between caring for someone and loving them. There's a difference between someone caring about someone and loving them. So, and this comes from a situation with my ex. Whenever we were like at one of our worst parts, he was like, don't act like I didn't ever care about you. I never said you didn't care about me, because care goes a long way. But you're not in love with me, or you don't love me. So to me, that's something that holds a relationship or something like that together, is actually being in love. Like, I could care for you all I want. That doesn't mean, like Dion said, we're compatible enough to be in love and be in a relationship.
So my question to you here is, what was your requirement to feel as if you were loved by your partner?
I don't have no requirements. Like, I mean, I would love you to the death. It's just, are you able to receive my love?
I'm saying that you're saying that person didn't love you.
I can't say that. He said he cared about me. He didn't say he loved me. So there, to me, that was the difference. Like, yeah, you could care, but you're not saying that you love me as a person, or you're in love with me as being in a relationship. You're saying that you care, and I accept that. I'll accept care from anyone.
Right. Okay. So for me, I think love is an action.
It
You
definitely
can't
is
say
a
you
verb.
love someone and you can't show up for them.
It's definitely a
You
verb.
can't put in that effort and sacrifice that it takes to show love. And that's not just romantic love, that's any relationship. If someone tells you that I didn't like the way you did that, and if you love them, then you're going to change that action, that behavior, to show them that, hey, I care about you and I care about our relationship, so I'm gonna make an effort to change that behavior so you can feel more comfortable and more safe in my presence. And I also feel as if when you're in love with someone, there is a peace that they give you, that you will change your behaviors. I've only experienced that one time in my life for somebody that showed love in a way where I was willing to kind of taper my toxic behaviors. You know what I'm saying? And that person was like, yeah, that's not gonna work for me. And, you know, it worked. It worked. But that was my growth, and that was my period of development. So.
Good answer.
So I in these situations that I find myself in, I had someone test me. And the test was to write a love letter to yourself. Write yourself a love letter. And I was like, oh, that's going to be easy. I still ain't finished it. It's so much easier to give someone else their accolades or tell somebody what you see in them and how much you're in love with them. But when it comes to yourself, it's like, what do you really love about yourself? And I was like, well, I'm a good mom. I do some things good. And that was it. It was like, you know, so like, yes, I do love myself. Yes, I'm finding out who I am as a person. But that was a challenge for me. And I challenge everyone else to do that. If you have the time and the space and the capacity, write yourself a love letter. Figure out how you love yourself. Because that might change how you love someone else or how you're in love with someone else.
Did you have another topic?
Oh, I did. You shut me down. You was like, nope, say what you
You can't just be throwing it out there and not insert yourself. Sorry.
But I was actually, because when I do these things, I like to look at definitions of things and of that nature. But the definition of love is an intense feeling of deep affection, a great interest and pleasure in something. And it says again, feeling deep affection, like or enjoying very much. So with that, it's like, everybody doesn't consider affection the same. So again, it's opinionated. Like this topic is a very opinionated topic. Like how I feel affection for my kids, I don't feel affection for my siblings per se. So
She said she don't love y'all like she love her kids.
I heard that.
That's what she said.
I mean, I'm sorry if it hurt y'all feelings, but I love y'all, but not like I love my kid. Like I'll actually die for my kids. I can't say I'm gonna die for one of my siblings.
That's all.
That's a damn shame. That's a shame.
I love y'all to death,
Graduate my sister.
but I don't know if I would die for y'all.
I'm graduating my sister. I'm
But I am a sister. Oh, you gonna die for your siblings?
Hands down, right now. My siblings, my parents, my kids.
I'll die for my parents.
I probably would too. I ain't gonna
They're all it's in here. Other people that I'm not mad for.
But what I mean by that is like if I had to choose between one of my siblings or my kid.
Don't try to change it.
No, that's what
No.
What happened?
That would never be an effect between your siblings and your kids.
But that's what I'm saying. Like if I had to choose between my sibling and my kid, I'm choosing my kid.
They would choose your kid for.
Exactly.
You said that, wait.
If your sister, if who's here?
It was between
What is that?
and Dixie. Dixie, you going down.
Who is she thinking? What?
You been a little hungry. You alright?
Yeah.
My man right here in the white got something for us.
No, I got a question. So, you know, we talking about love and everything. Now, say you was in love, because you know, you said you're single and everything. Say you had somebody you was deeply in love with. Would you die for him? Would you leave your kid, but you wouldn't die? Nobody about. Would you die for him?
I mean, it depends on the circumstances. Like I can't say that because I've never been in that predicament. I speak
You have to
on.
tell my way down and see if you were him.
But why would we be in that situation? Like that's what I'm saying. This nigga ain't Batman. That's what I'm talking about. I need something realistic.
You go back?
Okay, I mean, good for
Yeah,
you.
something like that.
Oh, that's what's up.
It's not just because I love my girl, it's just because I'm mad. I'm gonna jump in front of my girl before anything. I just want to reciprocate.
No, you won't put her on the spot. She don't want that drama. You about to put her on. She don't want that. She don't want no part to that. That's what I'm saying. Like, why is we in this situation? We can't talk our way out of this? Like, what is we doing? Hopefully.
I mean, life happens. Shit happens all the time. You be walking down the street, minding your business, somebody else having a bad day, and it just been your bad day, and now a split decision has to be made.
That's why
That's life. Like, that's just
play outside.
period. That's the world we live in. It happens. So, but if it was me, when I was married, yeah, hell yeah. Without a second thought, we'd been tussling over who was gonna die first. Like, you sit down, listen to me, don't listen to me.
So does that mean that you don't love yourself?
Does that mean I don't love myself? I love the hell out of me.
All right, then distinguish between your love of yourself and your love of your siblings or your love of other people. Distinguish that for me.
Distinguish the love.
So what he's saying is like the
I
question.
heard what he said.
I mean, that's your uncle.
My comprehension skills are very good.
I'm just saying. I think he's
I had to distinguish the difference between the love of myself and the love of someone else.
So you got to distinguish, okay, let's hear that distinction.
So, I love the F-U-C-K out of me, for sure, hands down, no problem. However, my protection instinct is very high. But that's how I was raised. That is what was instilled in me from birth, you know, one for all, not for one. So, I love me enough to live because I am living, because it could have been curtains. I've been through some shit in the past couple of years. I could not be here. But I love my life enough also to put it on a line for who I care about. That's what I'm saying, that's my answer. I love me enough to love you enough to sacrifice me to save you. Well, not you, I mean, you're not in there, I'm sorry. You're not in that group, you're not in that group, not you, very much. I'm like, please, Mr. Rubberman, don't do it. No, there's definitely, it is conditional to us, for the person I'm married to, not a condition in this world. For my children, not a condition in this world. For my parents, not a condition in this world. And they get on my nerves, motherfucker.
Your parents ain't even out there.
Oh, they drive me nuts. But for them, I will, because they've given me everything. My father would have laid his life on the line for me. My father would have laid his life on the line without a second damn thought. So, if he and I are somewhere, and he's lived his life, he lived a good life. I would try to save him for all the times that he has saved me. I've given everything I got to save him. For all he's done to save me, hell yeah.
What I'm trying to get at, I hear a lot of this going around here about love and what it is and what it ain't. And actually, you can't define it unless you're in it. You can only define the one you're in. You can
Right.
define love for anybody else.
Right.
You define love when you're in it, okay?
Right.
With that individual, whomever it may be, you put that definition. Now, it's a hard question to ask. It's a hard question to ask. And you're never going to get a definitive answer. You shouldn't get a definitive answer.
It's not a blanket answer.
Because they are describing what they consider as love.
Indeed.
The mainly the emotional portion of it. There's more to love than emotion.
Absolutely.
And we continue to define the emotions of love, which you cannot do unless you are in it and who you are defining it for. Okay? So, I hear the question, and it's a good question. Okay, it's a good question, because I like to hear what people say, how people respond to that question. Okay? But I would never define it. I can't define it. I'm gonna tell you the truth, I can't define it. Because I might define it 10 minutes, and then the 10 minutes go by, I define it different because of the situation I'm in. Because of the life. Life doesn't continue. It's constantly moving. And love is really goes that continue. Okay. Love and every other emotion that you have, love and hate, are basically the same emotion. They're the same emotion. Okay. I'm not gonna take it no further than that, but they're the same emotion. Okay. Alright?
Yes, sir.
So
that's why you get a lot of the intermarriage murders and things of that nature.
Oh, definitely a crime of passion, for sure. Passion is a bad Mickey food.
it sure is.
It can be good, it can be bad.
Is that love or is that lack of love?
That's passion.
That's passion, that's lust.
Passion is a different tool
I
altogether.
don't agree with it being love. It don't have to be.
It's passion, no, lust has nothing to do with passion. Passion is passion, a crime of passion, an act of passion. Passion has different variables for sure.
Sure.
Passion can be aggressive, passion can be sensual, passion can be high, passion can be love. It depends on what it is.
I do want to touch on something you said about
That should be defined as love.
It
Love
can-
can be passionate for love.
passionately.
Let me tell you right
It's
now.
just a thing.
Is it passion or shit?
But I want to speak to your point because when I think about the heart and when I think about love, I think infinite. Infinite. My heart is infinite. My love is infinite. So when we speak about like the love, hate, but I love infinitely. I love a lot of different things, a lot of different ways. And like you said, love is an emotion. So for instance, I love to buy shoes. I love that. I get an endorphin high when I go out and buy a pair of shoes. I love that. That's something that I love.
You love those shoes.
Every last pair.
Who doesn't?
Every last pair. Love them to death. I also love men, but it's a different kind of love than I have for shoes.
Because if someone comes and grabs your shoes.
Oh no, we going to blows almost.
She gonna die for them shoes. She gonna die for them Nikes, baby. Let me tell you something. You can try to book too. She gonna die, guys.
So, Sierra, you were talking earlier about loving yourself. And I guess my opinion, just the second time being married, I was too busy trying to chase to do for my spouse instead of doing for myself. So I realized that two people fix themselves, they're better off as a unit. My question is, how do you teach somebody to love themselves?
You can't.
You cannot.
You cannot. That's something
That is a
within.
journey of self.
That is within, not without.
That is a journey of, that is a journey.
And I ask that question because we fought a lot of people for not loving. But as we know, it's a journey and we don't really ever arrive. Well, at the same time, we hold people at fault because they're still learning what they don't know.
So that's about a lack of acceptance.
So
You have to accept people where they are, Mr. Dean. No, yeah. Life's a lot easier when you accept a person for who and where they are.
That's your opinion. You can't say that. You can't blame me.
So what I've learned is being in a relationship for as long as I was in a relationship for, I didn't really know if I loved myself because I was so busy loving everyone else. Loving on my husband, loving on my kids, loving on whatever's going on. It wasn't until we actually separated that I was like, damn, who am I? Do I love myself? Do I love myself enough to know that I'm worth it? Like, you are enough. And I don't know if a lot of people understand, like when they detach themselves from their mate, like, you're enough. You're enough to be on your own. You're enough to make these everyday decisions. You don't need someone to justify or confirm your thought process.
and the reason why I brought that question up, because as we are in our 40s or 30s or 50s and older, whatever, things like that wasn't taught to, I say, for me, myself when I was young.
That's true.
But my kids now, between like 13 and 20, I instill them at a young age that they are enough, so they don't have to worry about being in their 30s to realize that. So though I can't teach them how to love, I can instill them the things that was broken in me, but they can go at a young age, so they don't have to come up with their 40s. So I just realized I'm not 46 now, and I just started loving myself at about 42, 43. So I just realized what that was. So that's why I asked that question, so before I ask somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, I think we have those discussions now with our kids. Like, I know for me, I can't speak on anyone else. I've had those discussions with my kids as far as, and I hate to use the word codependency, but you don't need to, like, you got this. Like, you got it. Love yourself. Know your self-worth. Know what's inside of you that you can love. Again, like you said, nobody really had that talk with me to be like, yo, do you love you ever? I do remember though one time my sister, when I was a teenager, and I felt love when she asked me this. She asked me, have you ever thought about committing suicide? Because teen suicide was really high at that time. And I was like, wow, like, if she loved me, if she asking me this. So that made me value myself more too. Because it was like somebody actually values me enough to not want to see me, my demise that way. So
I just wanted to jump back to the acceptance part of it, accepting people where they're at. It's not really accepting people where they're at, it's meeting them where they're at, and then growing from that point on. So we don't necessarily have to accept them, meet them, and grow from there.
So that's if you're in, I would agree with you, if we're talking about someone that you are in relationship with. So for me, it doesn't necessarily have to be a person I'm in relationship to. It could be a person I conduct business with. It could be a person that I'm in friendship with. It could be a person that I just interact with at random. So for me, life got easier for Carlisa when she came to terms with accepting people for who they are and where they are. We don't have to be on the same plane or plateau or whatever, you know what I mean? If you're into this and I'm not, that's fine.
And
I'm not gonna participate with you, but like you anyway.
And that's kind of where I'm saying we're meeting them where we're at. We don't have to accept them.
No, I accept it, that's you.
But we're meeting,
Yeah, I'm good.
we're meeting them on a level playing field.
Hmm?
And we're okay with that.
Yeah, I'm great with it, huh?
Yeah.
That's you, baby. That's you. Love you still. It's not gonna change. You know, I'm not interacting with you in any way. But I have to be accepting of that so that it doesn't alter me in my dealing with you. I used to literally get so consumed with my disdain or dislike or discomfort in someone else's lifestyle or behavior or thought process, the way they spoke, the way they carried themselves and things. I'm like, oh my God, I can't. Now it's like, well, that's just Tina. Love her, you know what I mean? And I deal with Tina, how, you know, when I'm with her, that's how it is. And when I move on, I move on. I'm still me at the end of the day. And there was a time in my life where I didn't know how to do that either. I didn't know how to be comfortable with being me in a space that I didn't like. I don't like that you do that. I don't like that you smoke. I don't like that you drink. I don't like that you switch your neck when you talk. You know what I mean? I don't like that you're ghetto. I don't like that you can't turn it off ever. Like, I don't like that you're constantly like, state of mind. Just because that's not my temperament and my state of being. But the minute I became okay with that, being who you are organically or not, you know what I mean? Then that's fine. Then I have no hiccups or hang-ups when I'm hanging or interacting with you. I'm at peace with our interaction because I'm still me and I'm okay with being who I am. And you no longer have the power to upset or alter how I feel about that. That's why I say, you know, it's about acceptance. If I'm cool with you being low vibrational, then it doesn't bother me that you're low vibrational. I just deal at your vibration at random, right?
Yeah, I wanted to talk more about what you were saying about somebody teaching you how to love. I think that is possible. It's just if they willing to learn, you know what I mean? So it's like you could teach somebody
Themselves?
Well, I feel like you could definitely teach somebody, but if they're willing to take in the information, right? Like I've been kind of taught how to love myself through my situation. You know what I mean? I had somebody kind of just seen something more in me than I seen in myself. And it brought, until I got there, there was enough patience in there. There was patience. I don't know if that's part of society today, but I think that's important as well. And I feel like you can teach somebody you can show them, but until they're really ready to learn, I feel like you ain't gonna reciprocate what you're trying to show them, or just say, you know.
I agree with that to a point.
I think it's possible.
I think
it's possible.
I think we, as people, like, for instance, in your situation, you were shown. I don't think it was something that you were taught, you were shown. And like I said, different people show different ways of love in different ways. You were able to accept what you were shown. Now, I could love someone that's the way that I know how to love them, but that doesn't mean that they're going to see that. You actually took a step in and you saw that.
And you had a desire to want to grow in that.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, but it wasn't always there. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just gotta see it before you can do it, right? Like you gotta, or somebody gotta show you. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
So I do have a question based on this. This is a whole audience question. Do you believe there is a difference between trauma love and pure love? And what does that mean?
Well, I think it's what the guy said, everybody's love is individuality, so it's all in self, how you love, everybody loves different. But it's all forms of love, there's different forms of love. You can't just define it off how you love.
But what I'm saying is there such thing as trauma love though? Have you ever been through trauma love?
Trauma love, trauma bonding, of course. I mean,
Can you define that? I don't think there's such a thing.
There's trauma bonding.
Trauma love.
The Joker, Harley Quinn.
So,
Mickey and Mallory.
so some people deal with the trauma. So what I mean by trauma love is me saying that I love you, but I'm beating your ass as your mate or your spouse. That creates trauma.
That's
That's
not trauma love.
abuse.
That's not trauma.
But it still causes trauma.
But it's not trauma love. That's not trauma love.
It's abuse, but it causes trauma.
But it's not trauma love.
Well,
That's not trauma love.
But that's not opinion.
But it's not trauma love.
Well,
That's your
I can say, though,
It's not my opinion. That's a fact. That's not what trauma love is.
Well, I can say this for my second wife. She has her own situation going on. So she had to go through her healing journey. So as the young lady already said, she got a little toxicity in her. I was attracted to my second wife because she was real aggressive and real toxic at that time. I ain't gonna lie. To be honest. My last wife was real laid back and she was like chilling. So I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie. But now she has grown and she has healed. So at the time I did like that excitement. I did like that unknown or that wild, and it was just different, you know. But now, as she evolved and healed, I had to take time to learn a new her, to love that version of herself. So when she wasn't in her times of need, when I'm used to helping her when she needs, she'll need that now. She's independent. She does everything she needs by herself. So that drama, when I say trauma, but that drama or that toxicity, I did like it at that time. But I had that conversation a couple of weeks about her. But now she's healed, so I like the version of her now. So.
I think trauma bonding comes down to you experiencing something in life and not properly healing it, and then you meet another person that's done the same thing, and you're kind of fueling off of each other. And being that relationships, like there's no rule book, there's no like, I mean there is rule books, but come on now, everybody's relationship.
Everything all right.
You know, you kind of make your own relationship. Like, okay, well, based on this toxicity, you still love each other. So we're just gonna fuel off this toxicity and still live on. But really, all you're doing is bringing each other down. So trauma bonding, I just feel like the negativity comes together, the toxicity, like it just mixes together in like some type of like negative harmony.
I got one for you, I gotta sit down. No, this is regular. You know, we're talking about love. Different types of love, different levels of love. And we need to think, you know, you need to have a foundation and move from that foundation. Now, and I know we've all experienced this. Got newborn babies, okay? You don't have to teach them to love. There's no teaching. You know, there's no one there showing them how to love. But they love, don't they? Newborn. You know, they love. You know why? They weren't taught to hate. They weren't taught to hate. So we need to understand that and use that, you know, when we're coming up with these different theories. You know, you have to be taught to hate, and we have been taught to hate for years. Okay? So it's harder for us. And that's why we have questions about love. We don't have questions about hate, do we? Because we've been taught to hate. And you've got to wash that off. Wash it off and put it with the wrongs. Okay? Realize why we were taught to hate. It's a lot to it, why are you wrong? But there's reasons why were we taught to hate. You know? But love is beautiful. It's beautiful. I don't think we need to define it. I think we need to get into it. We need to define it. Because everybody's definition is going to be just a little bit different. And when they move through life, that definition is going to change. Just a little different. Okay? I'm going to leave it there. I'm through. I'm going to leave it there. I like conversation. I like different thoughts, different people's thoughts. You know? Love it. You know? Better than, I guess it's better than enough to find an hate.
you said,
Perfect.
what you said about babies and, no one ever taught that, hey, babies also haven't experienced pain. They haven't experienced disappointment. They haven't experienced as of yet being let down. So these are all things that you go through in life that alter your perspective and your experiences as it
That's what he was
pertains
saying
to
about
love.
time hate. That's what he was saying about time hate. These are things you're taught as you go
But that
through
doesn't
life.
necessarily teach you hate.
What he said.
Disappointment is disappointment.
But that's
But that's my point, I'm expounding upon what he said. In addition to being taught hate, babies have also not experienced disappointment. They have not experienced pain. So these are all things that are going to alter your experiences and your perception. Hate aside, you know what I'm saying? Disappointment is going to alter your feelings and your perception.
I'm not going along with that,
Listen.
except for the pain.
right.
Huh?
I'm going along with that except for the pain thing. Maybe you do experience.
I meant like emotional pain.
Okay.
That's what I meant, like, you know what I'm saying, like, I mean,
Yeah.
eventually, some do, right out the gate experience, you know, emotional pain, that, you know, that disconnect, because they never get the bond, you know, with the person who carried them or whatever have you, but for the most part, you know what I'm saying, these are things that babies come to experience later in life, in various stages. So as you grow, those experiences change and alter, and those things ultimately become what alters your perception as it pertains to love and loving.
So you think them experiencing and learning love cuts down on some of the other things that.
You have to be experiencing and learning that from someone who has the capacity to show and teach it to you themselves.
Right, however, I'm saying however they experience it.
I mean, but the world, the way that the world is,
Right.
we as certain people can place that love on things as much as we want. But if somebody goes out into the world and they're emotionally pained, or they experience, again, I'm going to use the word trauma, that fuels them. That makes them think that, like, I'm not loved. This isn't what love is. Like, I don't like this feeling.
Or this isn't the love I'm accustomed, you know.
Yeah,
this is
accustomed
what
with it.
has.
Yeah,
Am I allowed to see?
absolutely.
You know the hell, don't you start your mess again.
Robert.
Well, I think what you trying to say is if you have to define all those things, the things you said, the pain, all that you go through life, to be able to say you're trying to define love. He's saying it goes hand in hand. If you're defining hate, you define love. Because it's a yin and a yang. They don't exist. They coexist. They don't exist without each other. So that's basically what he's saying is that you're trying to define love. You can't forget. You go through all these things and why you define love. That's why we're in search of what is love. Because we went through more pain than love. Most of the time when you get to this stage and they look like us.
Pain is free, love costs.
That, well, I mean.
Pain costs too, shit.
Pain is free,
Ain't my pain?
but love costs.
Man, lost the sun in the heaven. That cost me thousands. Thousands.
So, again, research. Verywellmed.com places love as a set of emotions and behaviors characterized by intimacy, passion, and commitment. So, it's giving those three things as characteristics of love.
And you're gonna go for that.
Listen, so I do this because this is something tangible that someone else could go and look at. I can sit up here and say all day, huh?
Does it resonate with you?
Not, I mean, so it doesn't resonate with me, but it might resonate with someone else.
Well, that's what I was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, like,
Does it resonate with you?
it doesn't, a lot of the things that I read is informational. It doesn't necessarily resonate with me, but because I'm doing this, I have to do research. I have to put it out there for the audience so they can get an opinion on it however they feel.
Right, but why would you put something out there that doesn't resonate with you?
It doesn't,
Because it's not about her.
it's not about me.
Well, but it is.
It's not. It's about everybody else. It's about everybody in this room.
When it comes to the social flex specifically, there's a lot of topics and things, that we tackle, and BDSM was a whole nother topic for me, but anyway. But there are a lot of topics that we go through that either one of us had no clue about whatsoever. So the research is there, because if I don't know, then there's a high probability that someone else in our audience space doesn't know either. And so we thank you, Linda. We share the information as we come across it, right? But also, knowledge is infinite. You're never done learning, right? But also, we come across things that one or either of us don't agree with. There's been several things that have taken place on this podcast, and I was absolutely opposed to, and just wasn't going for it. But that's me and how I feel. She has her own and how she feels. Robert comes on often, he has his own feelings. We have an audience that watch it, and they have their opinions on how they feel. You understand what I'm saying? So the purpose of the Social Flex is to have the conversation and to gauge and learn and to be accepting of the different perspectives, whether we agree with them or not.
It's to open up the mind, because
we don't have to agree.
Right now, when we look at the climate of everything around us, everybody is so two-dimensional. Me, what I think, what my opinion is. It's to open it up to be like, yeah, that's your opinion, but I got mine, and my opinion might not be right, and your opinion might not be right either. But let's try to come together to have a common ground on those opinions.
It's like assholes, everybody got
Exactly. Exactly.
We don't have to agree.
And agree to disagree. Yes.
It just needs to be a mutual respect.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Like, you don't ever have to.
Right.
In a relationship, you don't have to agree. There are certain things. Maybe some people that spiritually, we need to be on one accord. With children, we need to be on one accord. But as long as everybody is respecting everybody and y'all have that mutual love, then we don't have to agree.
But that's what I'm saying, like, so that would be the purpose of our platform specifically, is to be able to have those conversations, you know what I mean, that we all have different opinions about, and be able to have them amicably.
No judgment.
With no judgment. You know what I'm saying? Agree when we agree, and agree to disagree when we disagree, right? So, and it happens all the week. Like I said, there have been several things that have come up on this podcast. Either one of us was like,
yeah, it's about perspective. Yeah, it's about perspective. And I would say, doing this and like doing it with friends, with family, strangers, you see that a lot of people come from a different road than you. We're not all walking the same path, so I can't be like, no, you're wrong. That's not true. That's your walk. That's your journey. I have to accept your journey and your walk, so that we can be on see things mutually. Just like you gotta accept my walk and my journey. You might not agree with it, but it's my journey. I can't change it. I can only walk it.
But also, it makes you, once you become more open-minded, it opens you up to different experiences. You know what I mean? It could give you, room in your relationship where it might not have been. Like so many times, Mr. Corey has something like, man, I learned so much sitting here watching all this. I never thought of it that way. I didn't think of that. Right? Wow, that's true. I'm so glad we did this, because now I can go home, or I can go out into the world or into my different relationship, and I can handle things just a little bit different. And that has been the beauty of this journey and this process in totality, is the differences of view and opinion and experience overall.
And I mean, as one of the hosts, I've actually, throughout the journey of the podcast, even with season 1, I learned a lot about myself and other people. This has been, it's been a great journey. In really learning other people, learning that we're not so different. A lot of us experience the same things, but different situations. So that was another reason why I did it, was to come around people who may have experienced the same things as me and be able to be like, you're not alone. You could talk about it. You don't gotta hold that in. Like a lot of people don't like to per se go to therapy. This is like a therapy session for real. We just make it fun. So, and again, a lot of the things that I research them from like psychology websites. Like I don't, whether it resonates with me or not, it's educational. So with those three things that I said, psychologists actually call that the triangle of love: intimacy, passion, and commitment. The intimacy, it says this aspect of love causes individuals to feel close to another and involving feelings of warmth and connectedness. So when you're intimate with someone, and I mean, I can't speak for nobody else to be intimate. I kind of feel close when I feel a certain level of intimacy. I mean, I'm pretty sure nobody wants to hear about that.
Oh, no, do tell me that.
I'm today.
Listening.
Passion comes from, it says both raw and tender passion. But again, that's what I go and read what psychologists determine these situations as, because they do studies and all of that.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Absolutely, sir.
Probably just answered some of it.
How, what happened?
You probably just answered some of it.
Okay.
But your research material. What actually is your research material?
What you mean? What is it?
The internet.
It's the internet. It's, yeah.
I understand it's the internet. The billions and trillions of things on the internet. What is it actually from?
Oh, it's brainwave.com. It's it's a psychologist group. They're psychologists who list this. It says love hypothetically the psychology behind love. So this is psychologist based, this website. That's where I get all the information from when I go and like really look at these things. I get the information from psychology based things because they actually do surveys and study these things. These aren't things that I'm just like, oh, let me look at this and we'll go by what Joe Schmo on the street is saying. These are actually psychologist based websites.
Does that make them right? No.
That doesn't make them right. It's opinion. It makes it opinion.
A fact checking source, that's all.
Yeah.
Now, whether it's fact or not, I'm not going to
Yeah.
go with that. It's material.
It's material. Yes. But again, this isn't contrary to how I feel or how Carlisa feels or how anyone in this crowd feels. It's when we have talking points, there's some people who actually love that. They'll come in and watch the live, and I've had people actually go, well, you quoted something, where did you get that from? Because now I want to go look it up. Like, I want to do the research myself. So that's, when we do that, that's why we quote the different things and give the websites, because there's actually people out there that are like, I want to study that too. Whatever you just looked at, I want to be able to access that too. Mr. Dion.
Y'all asked earlier about like the definition of love, what love means. And to me, a lot of times, love is like, it's kind of like blind, but also love is also boundaries. And a lot of times that sometimes people, when I say like myself, may not thought like that before, the first time around, I didn't think about boundaries. But I realized that if you don't have boundaries, as far as my opinion, it's kind of how to be healthy, in that relationship with somebody, because you or that person kind of doing whatever actually don't know their boundaries or setting that down. So love to me is also boundaries as well.
So I agree with that. And what I like that you said that, because a lot of times when we get into relationships, we don't have boundaries. And once we start putting our boundaries into place, and sometimes those boundaries come from healing, self-love, or whatever we're doing, that other person is like, yo, you changing. Like, what is this? What's a boundary? We're like, what's that? So it changes the dynamic of the relationship. That's why I said somebody could care for you. That doesn't necessarily mean that they love you. And they could go from loving you to caring about you because you do now change your boundaries. Now you have more love for yourself than you're possibly showing that you have for them. Even though your love for them may have never changed, I just love myself more.
What? I missed something. What?
Say it again.
No, I said another fuck out yourself. It's always
Absolutely.
I'm in a wonderful relationship with me.
Okay. Anyone else? Questions, comments? It's a quiet crowd tonight, boy.
Did you ever know the point you wanted to make?
I think I'm not allowed to.
He don't say it all.
No, we all said that.
You don't have anything just curious about?
I think something that they said about love was comprehension. It has to be comprehended for you to even know what it is.
Comprehensive? Okay, don't worry about it.
But again, what you may feel is love, I might not feel that as love. We have a different way of comprehension.
Discussing it.
But you gotta comprehend it. If your love is your love, my love is my love.
But you made a good point.
Are you communicating that?
Are you
Like,
communicating
I know you think that you're showing me love when you do X, Y, Z. But for me, it would feel better if you did A, B, and C. I gotta get to where you at, but I'm gonna need you to maybe learn that too. Like, that's about communication. Yeah, that's how like it's about, like, we get a whole set of love languages. My love language might be one thing, your love language might be another. You might like physical touch. I might be like, get the fuck off of me. What are you doing? Why are you doing that? I have to say, it could be any number of things. It might be gifts. You might be an active service person, like giving gifts and stuff. I might be like, why are you bowing? Stop doing that. You know what I'm saying? And you have to work a person into that level of comfort. Everyone is not good at accepting gifts. I know people that can't stand it. Like, why would you buy me anything? Stop it. You know what I mean? But love for your hug and a handshake. You know what I'm saying? And then I know people that don't like hugs and handshakes. Like, but you can buy me a 6 pieces of fries.
And so I remember, I think I was talking to, I think we were at siblings night actually, and we were talking about love languages. And I said one of my love languages is physical touch. And one of y'all was like, man, you don't like to be touched? What did you talk about? So
yeah,
I'm like, no, I don't like to be touched, but you know.
But if George comes up.
Hey, okay. Oh, all right.
Frank kind of swing by.
But oh, somebody got a question? Oh, snap.
So you don't like to be touched, right?
No, I love it.
Maybe I got you.
Now I'm kind of confused for a little bit. Like, you have a relationship. You don't like to be touched, like, how does
No, so.
She like half made a touch her. She don't want Robert to touch her. Is it there right there?
No, so it like for me, what I'll explain is this. My mom was very touchy-feely. Like very, very, very touchy-feely. Like every day want to hug and kiss you, all that stuff. Huh? You see, and sometimes this is like, chill. Like, alright.
You're horrible children.
So I got to a point like when I started getting into like as a young adult where it just by some people it begins to be a little too much, like it overwhelms me sometimes. But if I'm around again, I'm very big on consent. So it's like, can I touch you? I like to be the physical toucher. So that's what that did not come out right. that did not come right. No, but this was right. So that was wow.
So that's like a rule then.
What?
A rule. Because if you meet somebody, he's not going to know that.
Well,
That's why communication is key.
that comes conversation.
You're having a good time, you touch your shoulder, you,
Again, that's conditional.
Well, I feel like everybody's like a puzzle. Pieces of puzzle. Every time you meet, you're playing pieces.
Yeah.
Love language is a puzzle. To figure it out, you gotta keep coming.
I was gonna say, love language can definitely change.
Puzzle starts to look.
I might have liked being touched until I got with you. Now, don't you fucking touch me.
Or vice versa. Or vice versa.
I like the red bag.
Just like she said, gifts of service. That's my giving love language. I like to give gifts of service. I really don't like to receive. Like I will. Like, all right, cool, thank you. But then I feel like I owe you something.
So you don't be happy with something like you do?
But I feel like I owe you something now. I feel like I have to reciprocate.
She don't like asking for stuff.
I don't like asking.
You can buy her whatever you want. Just don't expect her to ask you for it.
don't even like them to buy her stuff.
I really do.
I do with you.
Publicly. You know, sit on this damn platform of honesty and freedom and lie.
I got one more thing, okay? So, I mean, when I make it harder,
Wait, what?
I said, when I make it harder on the next guy that you meet still.
What?
You got a lot of rules, a lot of things you don't like.
I don't got no.
That might not be. It might not be.
You meet that guy, you know, because I said communication. So it's like saying, all right, we let each other sit down. What you don't like? I'm going to tell you what I don't like.
No. So when I'm date, there's no expectation. Like, I don't go on a date and have an expectation for a guy. We just want to see how it
But
goes.
you don't like to be touched, but you already know that part.
But
why you touching on the first date?
yeah, like,
Wait a minute, sir. Well, I don't know you like that. Why you about to touch on me?
but so a lot of these things
I
are.
touch you on the first date.
But some of
I don't know you like that.
This is embarrassing.
When you don't know me like that.
So again, that's what it is. It depends on the guy.
Keep your hands over there. My thing is this, for me personally, like, if we're going on a first date, I assume that we've just met, and if you don't know me like that, whatever side of the table you sitting on, please keep your hands over there. Like, for real, keep your hands.
Okay,
Don't be trying to be all fresh and stuff.
So,
Don't do that.
You go on the second date, brother?
I made it 12 years of marriage doing that, so I don't know what you're talking about. Well, I ain't been on no dates.
So
I ain't been on the first date, so I can't tell you.
let me respond to that, because you said something very important. You said something important. You said vibing.
I had my,
Whoa. He said vibing. So I've been on dates where I have vibe with people, and it just honestly depends on the vibe of that situation. Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, bop, 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 bop. Like, no, it depends on the vibe. If I feel safe,
who's the man? Who?
I gotta feel safe. I gotta
the
feel.
vibe.
Well, what did you want to date for? You're on a date.
Because you asked.
But if you're coming there.
Well, ask me to go to where I'm coming.
Well, you should say, so you asked, you're coming, but.
That don't mean touch me.
What he's saying is you have these rules. With these rules, nobody will get past the first date. You
Okay.
got this wall, but if I don't touch you, well, why are you here?
I don't ever want to go for that, but there's those levels that tell like, if you don't know.
Here we go. Here we go. Bop, 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 bop. Here we go.
You just be touching people you don't know already.
Hey, she got Mooch, she right here. In my girl.
I feel like as a woman, hear me out. It's a level of comfortability. Are you listening?
Whoa, let her speak. She got the mic. Let her.
I know, but I got the mic.
She got the mic. Let her speak.
So what I'm saying is that as a woman, it's a level of comfortability.
Safe.
If a guy invites you out on a date, you kind of feel his energy before he invites you out. And if the energy is good, you'll accept it. When you get there, you still have a wall, like you say. I feel like somebody said tonight, I got assets. My assets are not for you to touch me. okay? Because there's not one bill in my house that you pay to touch you. So if I say, yo, you're doing too much, you need to accept that and respect it as a man. Because as a woman, this is mine.
And
You know
vice
what I'm
versa.
saying?
They're not gonna get a little touch
Can
on
say.
the Robert.
Exactly. But it's all about the energy. I've had people who have really good energy, like, yo, it might go. You know,
Where it goes. Where it might go, where it goes.
But then there's somebody else where you have that conversation and you're like, you know what? This was a nice day.
I had a nice day.
This is it.
What I was saying is, I agree with you. What she was saying, I'm saying she's not even giving that open opportunity when you already got a closed wall.
That's not what I'm saying.
I'm not saying it's supposed to touch you. I'm just saying if you already have it, just stay over there type of, you can't even get to the vibe to where you can figure out what it is. I feel like when you go on a date.
I feel like you should get to know me first before you try to touch on me.
It's two people.
I just feel like you should know me.
You're making it like
My last name.
the violate. You're not supposed to violate.
My birthday, my zodiac sign.
What my favorite color is.
Right?
Do I like seafood? Do I eat
Am I allergic to anything?
Olive Garden is Olive Garden. It was never just.
Oh, you said Olive Garden? I'll go there too, Sean. I'll go to Olive Garden.
No, it's not so again. For me, it's not so I don't mind it.
Disrespectful touching on the relationship. You on the fact that you know from the gate you don't like to be touched.
Well, again.
So even if, like I said, I'm watching.
But there's a reason.
Hold on. But what she also said was, to clarify, she said that she liked to be touched by men. She don't like to be touched by them. So when we said was, and I made a joke about it, I was like, you, Robert, can't touch her. But if Frank happened to
Yeah, I'm saying
Frank can get a little hand.
Right. So me and your girl related on a different level with this because we have similarities. We have a mom that was touchy feely. So yeah, so sometimes that can be overwhelming to a point where if somebody's coming in like, oh, I'm automatically thinking of my mom. Like, whoa, I'm already here with it. Yeah, no.
Who set their boundaries in a relationship where they can't
I apologize for you. It sounded like I was going downhill fast. No, that was not the point. I know this. My glasses got fucked.
You get on my damn nerves.
Right?
Unbelievable. I turned it back on.
What?
I turned it back on.
Turn back on. She did. I seen her.
About the love. I put the love back
The
on.
lives will go to. Oh, damn.
Oh, Stacey, what you want me to do? Maybe the Wi-Fi is defective. It ain't me, it's the Wi-Fi. My bad.
YouTube on.
YouTube is on.
YouTube is on, Corey said. Oh. I mean,
those of you that were not in attendance, you should came. You missed a good one.
Right? Is she about to hear
Miss Stacey, what you think about love? What is love in you?
Talking about this love word. Everybody use love like it's A-A-Y-U or something.
Damn.
Everybody say, this is not good, not good, because y'all fucking, that mean he loves you because y'all fucking. I don't understand when people just always say, oh, I love you, baby, I love you. How? You just made me last week how you love me. People just keep saying, I love you, I love you. I love you. Every relationship, no, you didn't.
But I think.
Well, maybe that's
not like I love her. No, you don't, because you cheated. Just keep it real. If we don't talk, let's talk real. We won't talk.
Wait. Can I ask a question?
We're talking about you.
I just have a question.
You don't have nothing to do. You don't know nothing about your man cheating on you, or you cheating on your man. So you should not answer this question. You don't know nothing about it.
I don't know nothing about it. That's not true.
You don't know nothing about this.
That's not true.
You're just talking about
That's not true. That's not fact. You don't know, that's not true. I just had.
So, Miss Stacy.
Put it this way, you might have somebody cheat, let me take that back. But to have somebody cheat on you and you stay there.
I do know about that.
Stay there.
I was married. I stayed.
For years.
I stayed.
And deal with the bullshit.
I stayed.
Absolutely.
I stayed.
But you stopped it.
I did.
When you got tired.
I did.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
So
I did, and I think that's a common misconception. People say this all the time. Well, your marriage was perfect, so you don't know. That's not true. That man had a whole affair on me.
Wait, time.
The difference is I respond. I'm not respond how you respond. The difference is that someone said I made his bitch my bitch. That's the difference. Okay, I'm more crazy than that. Just because I didn't get all up irate and go the fuck off and leave, no. I move chess pieces. I'm just a different breed.
These 95 to now, they cheat, they wanna go fight the bitch.
I don't know. No, we ain't doing none of that. I don't know nothing about all that.
All this extra stuff.
I'm gonna invite her up.
Time you doing this? How you doing this? And he said,
Time out. So, my man right here, he made a very distinct comment. He said, is this cheating or an affair?
That's my point.
So,
That's what I said.
let's break that down. What's the difference?
is it cheating or is it
I made the whole
Yes.
thing. I made his bitch my bitch. We love her. She love her. She's not going nowhere. That's what makes it together.
That was unconditional, because nowadays, all it takes is one little lie. Love's out the window.
Not me. I move chess. I play chess, baby. So I got all day. I got all
You
day.
be getting in the fear with somebody and I be there.
To my man right here,
Y'all in a relationship, but y'all ain't together.
Miss Stacy, you going off, baby. But to my man's response right here, it's what is your definition of cheating?
Yeah, what is your definition of cheating?
What is your definition of cheating? Means so many different things to so many different people. And what my definition may not be yours or anyone else's. What is mine? Physical intimacy. Physical intimacy. Oh, you want the Google?
Intimacy. What is intimacy?
They put me on work tonight. They got me looking up Google.
Well, you started it. You ain't hear one of these snoops.
Okay, so Google states that cheating is an act dishonestly or unfairly in order to gain an advantage, especially in a game or an examination.
So sleeping with another woman is gaining advantage, or sleeping with another man is gaining advantage? It's a board game.
Some people think it's a game.
So, but then again, hold on, but that's a hold on. This is the thing that happens a lot, is that when we're talking about in respect to relationships, so that happens often. We'll have a topic and she'll post the definition. I'm like, we posted the definition. Like we did consent versus coercion. And she posted a definition. I said, well, you're talking about political coercion. We're talking about coercion as it pertains to relationships. And her clapback was, no, we're talking about coercion and what it means to you. That might be what it means something. So there are going to be multiple definitions to what cheating is.
So
cheating in that form really pertains
So
to
here's another one.
games.
So wait a minute. Here's another one. This is WebMD. This is what WebMD says cheating is. It is when a monogamous person, when a person in a monogamous romantic relationship has an emotional or sexual relationship with someone else who is not their partner and without consent.
Right.
Emotion and or physical. And or.
But again, everybody's definition is different. Like I'm like, okay, but
Yeah, you said physical intimacy. What does that mean to you? What is physical intimacy?
you want the edited version?
I just want you to tell me what physical intimacy means. So, but I don't have to be intimate with you just because we fucking.
Wait, so if you're not
Fucking don't gotta be intimate at all.
if you're not emotionally
We fucking in alleyways all the time. That is not intimate.
not,
What you say? I'm sorry.
like, so if you're not emotionally cheated on, because you're physical intimacy. So if you're not emotionally cheated on, that's not a violation?
No, it's either or. So it was like, it's either.
No, she's saying for me, she's saying for me personally.
Physical intimacy is what is cheating.
I said no for emotional because emotional, like we can have a conversation on both, but I feel emotional is something that I can actually change. When you're physically intimate with someone, that's because you want to do it. But emotionally, there's a disconnect between me and you that's making you emotionally cheat.
I'd argue her to the floor. She said that she could be. She was
Right.
like, you were physically intimate with that motherfucker. Actually, no. I wasn't physically intimate with a single solitary dog. I fucked that nigga Burger King down.
So you
I wasn't intimate with him whatsoever.
So you don't consider emotionally cheating because of cheating?
She doesn't.
I don't know.
I feel cheating is anything that you can't tell me about. Anything you got to lie about, anything you got to hide. So if you sneaking and going to the goddamn casino, and I don't know about it, you can't tell me about it, you hiding and lying, you cheating.
What if they come and bring me 20?
I don't give a fuck what you brought now, I just gave you my answer. Anything that you got to lie about and hide, that is cheating to me. So if I can't know about it, you cheating. You bought them sneakers, you cheat.
Boy, I be cheating all goddamn life.
You want the silent tours, you was cheating. You was cheating. But what you told me? You was over there buying dessert from her and they told me about it? You was cheating. You was over here shopping with Mr. Dion right now? You was cheating. You was over there buying oil from Cash? You was cheating.
Yes, ma'am.
My husband just told me it's cheating to him is knowing that you are doing something behind someone's back.
That's what she just said.
That's what I just said. Anything, you got the line high.
So,
it's cheating.
Robert, you asked affair, the definition of affair. And it says an event or sequence of events of any specific kind or that has previously been referred to.
That's like a party affair.
A sexual relationship between two people, one or both of whom are married or in a long-term relationship with someone else.
That's what I said, married.
I said what I said. Now I had an affair. He did. He did. And I sure did let it slide because I'm a different thinker. I made his bitch my bitch. Now we love her. He was mad as hell too. I was like, why is she over here? Because we love her. What you mean? We go together. I don't know what you don't understand. Me and her was sliding off on the lunch and dinner. She bought me shit for my birthday. That was my, what you doing with my boo? That was my boo. We in love.
She was messing with you.
Get comfortable, boo.
I'm crying.
We ain't got to hide no more. We ain't got to hide no more.
That's a different type of love, for real, for real.
He wanted to be done, I'm like, wow. We love her. So don't be God, this is a true story. That make me want to call her right now, like, but what you doing?
Hey, look. I've been on both sides of this. I've been the guy that cheated. I've been the guy that was cheated on and still staying with my wife in the situation. So I get it from both sides. I get it. When I first, the first time, like, I wasn't emotionally available, so I wasn't even thinking about it. I just wanted to just mess with the females. I really didn't care. Then I really finally loved myself and I realized it. Then as she was growing and she was developing, she was going through her trials and tribulations, but I still loved her. And as you were saying, when he was coming in the house and we were sitting there, so I really didn't care what was going on because I loved it. It didn't matter what happened. So from a male perspective, or anybody, if you really love somebody, you want to go to them, you can go there. But I know a lot of times a lot of guys don't want to take that because once they female get with another guy, they emotionally get attached in that situation. But when you truly love somebody, I mean, like I told my wife, I'm 8 years older than my wife. And like I told her, I know what you're going through. My biggest thing with my wife, when she was doing what she was doing, it wasn't the fact she was cheating, it was the fact she was lying to me and I knew she was lying. So it wasn't the fact that she was doing it, because I already knew what she was doing, because I told her, you need, I already did this, I know what you're doing. You still trying to learn your life, you still trying to understand, I get it. You've been with it since you was 20. Here you now, you about to be 38, I get it, you're trying to understand it. So when I say love, I really love my wife unconditionally. But like I said, I've been on both sides, so I understand
All right. My man back.
I got a question from my brother right here. Cause I heard when you said your first marriage didn't go good, but your second marriage did go good. So which marriage didn't go good? The one you cheated in, or the one you got cheated on?
The one I cheated in ain't go right. That was the first marriage. Yeah.
So when you say love, you made it, like when we're talking about love, how everything happens when it's love to you. You said you grew with your second one, she gave you the energy and you became a better man. So did you love the first one because you cheated?
That's why I said the first one I was still trying to learn what love was. I didn't know what it was. I loved the idea of being married, but it wasn't the idea I was in love with her.
So that's a good point. You said the idea.
Yes.
But you weren't in love with her. So can you explain? Because some people might not know what that means. Can you elaborate?
Well, my first wife, we was high school sweethearts. So we was together for about almost like 16, 17 years when we got married. So I just figured at that time we was together so long, I said, you know what, let's get married. So I proposed to her. In like February, then July we got married, then it was cool. That was like 2002. By 2004, I was like, everybody need you. I'm ready to go. She's like, wait, and I was employed and stuff like that. So I came back after a year, then we got pregnant again. We had plenty of kids, so I like to do what I do. But when I came back, like I told her I was leaving, so I divorced and separated and moved on. So I wasn't really emotionally available to her, and I know that now because I learned that. But at that time, it just seemed like the right thing to do.
But I like that. I like how you said that. I appreciate that. There's a lot of people. I appreciate the fact that you understood how to express that, because a lot of people don't know how to express that. Any other comments, questions, statements?
In the back.
I'm fine. Not alone, boy.
See, she called me a troublemaker. How you like that? Okay.
That's all right, we like it, go ahead.
I just like to get you to think. I just like to get people to think. You know, so I like to talk to them. So don't get it twisted. I'm really good here.
Corey.
Define something for me. Infidelity.
What do you say? Infidelity. You want to take this one?
No, ma'am. No,
he said define. He didn't say which one.
No, ma'am.
Would you like to? Which one would you like to address this one? Carlisa got it. She got it. I've been defining it all night.
I know what it is with me. The only caveat I have, don't read it from that book. Okay? That internet, don't read it from that internet.
I mean, I feel like it means different things. Yeah, like it means.
They're all gonna say the same thing.
But it means different things to different people, just like love means different things to different people.
He wants y'all perspective. He wants y'all perspective.
Well, infidelity for me is being unfaithful. I mean, and that's just what it is.
What's unfaithful?
Again, it means different things to different people. Like,
no, infidelity would be specific to, for me, you carrying on with another person without my permission, like.
Without my knowledge.
I said what I said.
Oh, you said
permission.
permission.
You or not, did you get permission? Did I say that was cool? No? So that's what we doing? Cool. Because what's good for the goose.
Great for the gander.
Great for the gander. I'm going to tell you that right now, you're going to be mad in the motherfucker at me. Don't start nothing, don't go be nothing. I am going to mentally fuck you up if you try it with me. I'm telling you that right now. I got time to figure out how to fuck with you specifically. So, infidelity for me would be, or unfaithful to me would be doing anything, with carrying on in any capacity with someone else without my permission.
I I'm gonna piggyback off of that, but mine more so is the lie. The lie, carrying on the lie. If we can sit and have a conversation about it, that's different, but when you lie about it, you're not giving me the option to participate in it. You're just, thank you.
I was gonna say, you can lie by omission. You ain't necessarily gotta tell me to lie, you can just lie by not telling me.
But you're not giving me permission to decide if I wanna take part in that, so.
Maybe not, but you said by carrying on the lie, at the end of the day, you can lie by omission.
Okay.
You don't have to never look me in my face and like, I didn't do that. You cannot tell me, period. And all the while I know, and I don't know that the bullshit's going on, and you're gonna be like, well, I didn't lie to you. You did. You lied by
That's what I'm
omission.
saying.
Because you had ample time to bring that bullshit up and you chose to not
But
to.
a lot of times with that is, we bring it up and somebody's like, who, me? Never! Nah! But I already know. I already know. No, he said, what is it? Or perspective. So that might not be your perspective. Your perspective may be something totally different.
What is your perspective?
What is your perspective?
Oh, you want me to tell you what this is?
When you want the definition of it,
Well, read.
he's asking for a Google definition of it.
From the Book of Oxford. He reads. Infidelity, the action or state of being unfaithful to a spouse or other sexual partner. Unbelief in a particular religion, especially Christianity. Don't touch the second one.
Yeah, please don't. We're not into that. I just self-reflect.
Not me, you bet not.
We ain't into that here.
The second one. You wait till Sunday for the second one.
That's what I'm about to say. You take that up with you and whatever you believe in.
You wait till that day to address that second one.
But whoever you believe in.
Go on where you get on with that second one now. So, does anyone else have a perspective about what it means to them?
Any of these topics, any of it. Love, infidelity, any of it.
What do you mean, you rapping?
I'm taking the far side on it. What is love to you, Robert?
It's a lot of different things.
Okay, we want to listen. I'm willing to listen.
What are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? When it was Keisha, you know.
It's a lot of different things. How you feel towards things, towards people, towards places. Love is a feeling. Based off of how you feel, but it comes from within. So you can love from within, and then you can give it to the outer world, but it comes from within.
Miss Lady back here got something for us.
I have a question with the relationships, the word, you know, we get married, love, honor, and obey, and then always submissive. So I want you to be in a relationship, but you have to be submissive first before they agree to say we're going together, that you do everything. So what is this submissive thing? Why should we be submissive to someone if they're not taking care of business? Physically, emotionally, monetary, whatever, and you're talking about being submissive. You're not a king if you're not treating me like a queen. So what is this submissive thing? Honor and obey and submit to whatever they say. And like you said, don't bring your religion, but you know, I am religious, well not religious, I do trust God and believe, and he says, you know, that the husband is supposed to honor his wife, you know, like Christ honors the church. And if he's not being a man, taking care of business, why should you submit to him? Cook, clean, make love, do all that, buy clothes, and then they say, oh, but you're not submissive, you did A, B, and C, but you didn't do D.
Well, again, I believe that's all. I think a lot of that is all in perspective as well. I mean, everybody's relationship is
definition of who or what a man is depending on who you're talking to.
Right.
That's the first thing. You know, you have what your perspective of what a man is, but this young lady over here, her perspective of what a man is might be something totally different, and then this young lady back here, her perspective of what a man is might be something different than Uncle Bruce, his perspective might be different about what a man is, and Corey and Sean and so on and so forth. But when we talk about submission, to what am I submitting to? Exactly. And why don't I know that before I marry you? Why is that something that's not clear before I step down that aisle? My husband was in a hurry to marry me. And in his rush, I begged him, I'm like, I need you to go read them vows before we go stand up and say them, because I want to make sure you understand what you're agreeing to before we lock this in, because ain't no divorce, baby. The only way out is in the casket. So, when I think about it, that's a self-fulfilling prophecy, because I'll be there if he didn't leave it. But seriously, that was how I felt about it. Like, I knew that I wasn't going to have a quitting spirit. I knew that us separating or getting divorced was never going to be on the table. That's just not something I personally believe in. I'm knocking those that do. I'm saying that's not my personal belief. So I wanted a clear understanding of what I was walking into, as I wanted him to have one about what he was walking into. I wanted us to be on the same page before we go stand up in front of these people and say some shit that somebody in between the two of us don't mean. So are we in agreement of what this means, and are you sure that's what you want? Right? And I will say that, as I say, I lived a blissfully ignorant life. I had zero worries. Outside of a little situation that he regretted to the day he died, because I made sure of it. You know what I mean? I lived a blissfully ignorant life. And I don't even think I accidentally even found out about the affair. I had no reason to think, believe, or conceive in my mind that that was even something that was on the table. I found that out by accident. I stumbled and tripped upon that. Right? So for me, from when I came to understand and believe a man should be, he was that and then some. So, I would get married 20 more times if I could, you know what I'm saying? Because it'll be anything like what I had come to know. I'll do it again and again and again and again and again. But some people are so quick to just run into it. Just to have the ceremony and put the dress on and cut the cake and party with the friends and have a dance, but there's a real life that happens after that. You're no longer in a situation where you can just pack and run. No, you in this now. You got to stay here and figure out how you're going to work this out amongst yourselves. You know what I'm saying? Bye-bye is over. Right? So people need to take their time and decide if this is really a commitment you can make for life. Till death do you part. Because you don't get to choose worse, and you do it for better or worse. And you don't get to decide what worse look like. You can't go and say, I'm going to do it, but if you cheat on me, no.
I want to comment on.
Well, you got some questions.
I want to comment on what she said first, because she said something about submission. And we actually did 2 episodes kind of intertwined with that. We did masculine femininity and dominant submissive behaviors. So those touched on those things, and a lot of because we hear that word submit a whole lot on both ends of the spectrum. And I agree, it's like, what am I submitting to? But also now we live in an age where a lot of men are not asking for a date. They like for women to shoot their shot. Now you're taking me out of.
Wait till you die.
They're taking us out of our feminine role. So now it's, what do we have to submit to? We already are approaching you. So what am I actually submitting to?
The microphone?
I think so.
You just ain't hold it on your face.
So, in those 2 topics, and you could go back, I believe those podcasts are still.
There's only 3. It was masculine, feminine, dominant, submissive, and BDSM touched on.
Yeah.
But in variations.
So those are still on, I believe, the Facebook page. Because we did touch on a lot of that topic in that part of the series. Go ahead, ma'am.
I totally agree with what she just said. I only knew my husband 3 months before we got married, and it'll be 24 years in August.
Congratulations.
So,
Then somebody else have a comment or a question back there? That, I believe.
It really wasn't anything. I was just building on what the woman in front of me stated about being able to lead, him leading. And I had to see like a video on social media about if you could tell me what to do, you could tell me what to do. But if you can't tell me what to do, you can't tell me what to do. And I had to watch it a couple times to understand what she meant. And I know exactly what she means. If I see absolutely no leadership in you, I'm just gonna walk over. And it's never gonna click. Because I don't see that you could lead me at all.
Well, and again, that goes back to a lot of things that, for instance, dating. I find like sometimes when you date, men are like, okay, well, where do you want to go? I need you to lead that. Where are you taking me? As long as you ain't taking me to the dope road or to your house or somewhere else, well, I'm kind of okay with that, but I'm gonna drive my own car. I'm gonna meet you there. What's the address? And so, but again, it's taking the point of action to be like, I would like to take you on a date to here, instead of being like, okay, well, where you want to go? It's going to be a whole lot. Well, I don't want to go to Cheesecake Factory. I don't want to go to Olive Garden. I don't want to go to Chipotle. I don't want to go to McDonald's.
I'm reading all this.
No,
I'm gonna go to all of them.
So for real question about, you can't tell, as you said, the lady back in the back said you can't tell me what to do, so you can tell me what to do. A lot of men, let me rephrase that. From my perspective,
males.
Okay, from my perspective, some men are still trying to learn who they are.
Yeah.
So my first question would be, and it's not for her, it's just a general question in general. When somebody gets with another person, most of the time they see a potential in that person. So if that person's trying to build up, male or female, we're still trying to learn over time. And sometimes leadership can change. Sometimes it can be different directions. Sometimes we might want to go this way, and it might be wrong, and we realize we have another direction. But I understand there's nobody's not leading at all. I do understand that as a general. But a lot of men are still trying to figure out who they are. I don't care if you're 40, 50, 60, 70. A lot of men are trying to figure out who they are. And there's a lot of pressure from society. There's a lot of pressure from your significant other. There's a lot of pressure from your children. There's a lot of pressure from your jobs. And a lot of men won't talk to a lot of their mates because they don't have a safe space to talk. So a lot of men can't say, hey, I feel this way, because a lot of times the female looked at that guy and said, you soft. Why you expressing your feelings? So a lot of men are committing suicide because they don't have a safe space to speak. And a lot of folks are talking about, well, you're not an alpha male. I don't believe in none of that shit. I'm just being honest. I believe you lead the way you lead, and that's it. I don't believe in alpha, I don't believe in beta. Those are just titles. Because as we were talking about the infant or the baby, how they love unconditionally. All this stuff that we was taught, 90% of it, in my perspective, is just based on the vision. Most of the stuff we learn is the vision to keep us divided.
For sure.
We come through so many different things. This politic, this alpha, this, or this color, this team. Everything is based on the vision to keep us separated. Because growing up, we had unity. Everybody knew everybody. And there was love in every community. But that's just, I'm just saying, it's so women out here.
So let me ask that. So, because I see that a lot, like men don't feel like they have a safe space or they can't talk to you, because, but when I'm reading things, it's like, why? Like, why do y'all, like, I know somebody probably triggered y'all or put y'all in a space of trauma or not trust, but there are people that you could talk to. There really are. They ain't going to judge you, that ain't going.
I think what he was saying is for peers. Like, as women, you can talk to her about your relationship, what you got going on. I can't just come in and like, that is, he gonna look at me like, dog, quit bitching.
Not all females ain't gonna do that.
All females ain't going to ride with you.
See, what I'm saying is this. Generally speaking, it's more adapt for a female to have a conversation than for men to have a conversation.
I won't agree
I'm
with
just saying
you.
that it doesn't happen. It happens in both sides, but it's just more comfortable and common amongst females to do it as it is for men. A lot of men are dealing with stigmas like your mom telling you don't cry, hide that, don't do that, don't show that emotion. So we don't really have our emotions to say to be a prideful man. We have emotions. So you can't go share with everybody as easy as it is for the females.
We got about 5 minutes left. Does anybody else have any
I want
comments?
to agree with Robert. And say that no, because there are a class of men that are raised that if you cry, you're weak. If you show emotion, you're weak. If you show, you talk about, like, men don't talk about that, they won't do that weak ass shit. Men go to work, and get a job, and build some shit, and they fix some shit, and that's it. Like, you can't be on here with your feelings on your sleeve because that's girl behavior. Like, that's I've seen her, and I think it's terrible.
My man.
But I've definitely heard it.
Like the topic that was back in your head that moment when y'all said that y'all want leadership, right? My question was the leadership part about a man leading.
Okay, go ahead, I'm listening.
It was for her.
Yeah.
My thing was question 2, like, so are y'all saying y'all can't speak for yourself?
Absolutely not. That's not the thing. So the problem is, like I said, we had a.
No, it was her question though, because she's the one that said, like, you can't lead me. If I don't see no leadership in you, then you can't lead me.
She said she would walk all over you, is actually what she said.
Right.
But no, it's not about that. So, if you're a person that believes in gender roles, everyone does not, you know. But if you're a person that believes in gender roles, and you believe that the man is the head, and then the female, and the kids, and the structure, right? So if you are the head of the household, then, you know what I'm saying, you're the overseer, right? You're the captain, you're the quarterback, right? You're the executor. You gotta be able to execute. If you can't execute, we're going to lose. And if you're with a woman that's cool with losing, then that's gonna work for you. But if you're with a winner, you're gonna get trampled and left behind.
So where's the balance?
The balance is first of all, understanding who you're dealing with. It's understanding who you're dealing with, really. If you're with a woman that's cool with you not having a plan and flying by the seat of your pants, then that's gonna work and be great for you. But if you're with a woman that requires a certain level of structure and a plan and know where we going, how we get here, what we gotta do to do it. You understand what I'm saying? And that's not gonna work for her. So y'all are not gonna be successful in the relationship.
I think it requires conversation as well.
What is the conversation
that you are having with this person that you are looking at to be your potential mate? But if you are not, again, coming from a female, if you're not showing me any, like she said, leadership skills at all whatsoever, how do I feel comfortable or protected in that? Right, we don't mind helping you.
Absolutely
not looking at it no way.
That ain't the problem.
Yeah, we ain't looking at it no way.
But hold on. But you have to be receptive to that. Some men aren't. Some men feel like it's like, do what I say, do it my way. No, and when you challenge them, they feel like, you know, you're being too masculine. That is a thing. There are some men that can't take input from their woman.
What you say, Dana? What you say?
I said that it's not that we think you're weak. Certain women don't feel that you're weak. It's time that you need us just as much as we need you. It's not that we feel that you're weak, especially your significant other that they feel that they know you. We don't feel that you're weak. It's our time.
Basically, she's saying that now you sit in the pants and not enough to drive.
It's our time to reciprocate the strength.
Right, Luce, right here, because we're clocking that time right now.
I'm just responding to this right here. I don't think that she's saying you can walk all over him because, yeah, you want the man to have leadership. You know what I mean? However, when you're down, I should be able to balance you. The woman, and most of the women in our culture, in our society, especially Black women, we hold it down too much. We work 2 jobs, or we're taking care of the kids, we're doing everything, and you're doing nothing. And I mean the emotional part of it. You were talking about having men to rely on to talk about and be able to support you. So Shameless Plug, Love Wins Nikki Sale, it talks about that. It talks about how men need to support one another, how our grandfathers showed men love their grandsons, their sons, in a way that, no, I'm talking about the book. It's fictional, but this is what we want to see in our lives, in our homes, in our communities, is that Black men are showing some type of emotion, showing some accountability for how they treat their women, how they show up in the world, how they take care of business. Because without a vision, you perish. Your family perishes. Like, I've held it down for my family for 20-something years. I know what it's like to be strong, but sometimes I want to have that shoulder in my life where I can go to you and say, yo, this is what I need. Can you do this for me? And it doesn't take you 20 million years to get it done. You know what I'm saying? I want somebody, when I call you, you can show up. I got nephews, I got cousins. But what about the person that I'm connected to? It's about a journey, it's about a partnership, it's about a vision. And if you didn't come in with that vision, we'll go back to the vows. What did you come here for? Because I knew what I wanted, but if you can't give me what I want, why are you here? What's your need of me? No, that's not love. That's not love. Huh? What that mean though? What that mean though? Why was I here? Because I'm back on the deal. It was the fantasy of being married. Okay? I envisioned what my life would be like being married. However, the reality was a task. And it wasn't that I can't do it. When are you going to show up?
Well, that's what he kept saying.
So, but what I'm saying is, I walk away. Yeah, but if I walk away, I've done everything. Here we are.
What about love you?
Wait, time.
What does that mean?
So
I need an explanation of what that means.
No, so again, if we hear
sound like it means overcome everything.
But hold on, can I ask a question?
But it means different things.
Because what she said was, if I come to you and I need you to show up for me, and you can't, is your love strong enough to show up for me?
That goes both ways.
Is it? It's absolutely. Hell yes. No, it goes both ways. That's definitely.
If I put myself in her shoes and she can't show up for me, I love her. It doesn't fucking matter in the end.
Okay,
but your love is different than hers.
Understand what we're saying. Understand.
It overcomes everything. Fuck it. You can't do it. I understand that. I'm still.
But showing up for somebody is doable. It's doable. But showing up for somebody is doable. If you need 50,000, I might can't give you 50K, but I can give you what you want me to figure out.
Time out. So we're going back to this. You said, but I love her. Your love is different than hers. Y'all don't have the same love.
Yeah, but my definition of love now that I just realized what it was is I really wouldn't care what she can't do.
But she may not feel that same way that you do. Hers is different. But what I'm saying, he's like, but what I'm saying when he's speaking to her, he's like, but what about love?
He's talking to himself though.
I'm saying
with Medina.
What I'm saying, you just fall off the lot. You can't do it. Okay, you just can't do it.
Okay, but again, wait a minute. Whoa. Let me say something. Wait a minute. I hear what you're saying. What I'm saying, I just said that. I said if you came in and like, hey, I need 50 grand. I can't just cut you the check for 50K. But what I can do is help you grind and get it. That is showing up for you. That is showing up for you. Being with you, while we figure out.
I'm asking, and she can't give it to me, I'm not gonna change my opinion.
But that's not what that
The
means.
same way I felt
But
about
that's not what showing up for you means.
That's his love though. That's his
Hold
love.
on, listen to me. When she said show up for me, that's not necessarily what it meant. If she's trying to listen to what I'm telling you though. If she come to you in a pregnant, I can't. I can't. Right? I can't function. I can't breathe. I can't think. You might not necessarily can fix the fact that she can't think, that she can't function, and she can't breathe. But what she needs you to do is stand in that storm with her. That's what she's saying when she said, well, I need you to show up for me. And you look like, man, I ain't shit. I ain't saying around. Well, figure out. In, out. That's breathing. You look like you breathing. I mean, I'm going to fuck back to work. Like, you didn't show up for her. Is what I'm trying to get you to understand. Like, do you see what
he's saying is, if he don't show up for her and she feels different than the love she had before that, is not how he feels. If she can't show up for him, he still loves her.
But that's how he feels.
Right.
But now your relationship is fractured and
It
broken.
sounds like if he don't show up for her, that condition of love changes. That's how you have to sound.
Hold on, but no. Wait a minute. But now you have a fractured spouse. You understand what I'm saying? But now you have a fractured spouse. And no matter how she loved you yesterday, she don't have enough love for neither one of you.
But that's not,
But it's not about her love for you specifically changing. Not that she don't love you. She don't love you enough to show up for either one of you. Now she's broken. And she's fractured. And she's falling apart. And she's drowning. And she's dying. So all that love you had, now what does that mean? And she's dying.
Well, again, it goes back to
You don't have a plant, if you don't water it, it's dead.
hold on. It goes back to this.
You can love a plant, but if you don't water it, it's dead. So what good was it?
It goes back to this. You said, but I love her. And she may be like, but I love you. But the way that she loves you is not the same way that you're going to love her.
Look, he's not saying that. He's not saying that. All he's saying is,
He's saying that he feel like he can love her through anything, but can't he?
That's what I'm saying.
Hold on. And I gave you the analogy. And you can love a plant. But if you do not water it, it is dead. It dies.
that's your opinion.
No, that's a fact. If you don't water a plant, it dies.
You made a relationship with flowers. That's it.
Because it needs, that's what a relationship needs to survive.
I'm just saying, but see how it is.
But that's what a relationship needs to survive, Robert. It needs water.
He's not
It
saying
needs sunlight.
you're saying
It
survival.
needs fertilizer.
But you're saying survival. All he's saying is if I can't do this task, like y'all said, show up. He's saying though, because I can't complete this task, you still don't love me. You love me.
No, because-
Whereas he can't gonna love her unless if she can't complete the task. So he's saying it's imbalance. He's saying where's the balance out of what he's basically saying.
The balance is, it is necessary for you to nurture and water your spouse.
Or your husband.
You can say, I said your spouse.
She says
Your
spouse.
spouse.
She says spouse.
Spouse.
You can get so entangled, bro.
Jesus Christ, your spouse.
Okay.
There's no gender on spouse. You have to nurture and water your spouse. You have to. You said I made it a plant, because it is. It is a life form. It requires water, sunlight,
So
fertilizer. You gotta take it out. The same shit you did to get it, you gotta do it to keep it. You gotta make it spicy. You gotta try some new shit. You gotta rotate it. This side got too much sun, you gotta turn it to this side, so this side can get a little. You gotta do it.
So
Why are you in such a hurry? But Dick said he should not. We can still go.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So we're gonna get ready to close out. Anybody got any closing remarks before we close out? Anybody got any other comments, questions? So for anyone that's here, our vendors row is still open. I don't know how long the vendors will be here. Please go and support our vendors. We got a little bit of jewelry, some painting, some chocolate covered snacks, and some oils, and we got and we got good stuff for the bedroom stuff. And Miss Lady, go ahead.
So I think basically it boils down to communication, period. You have to be able to communicate with your significant other, one way or another. Whether you need love, more love, or less love, whoever, it boils down to communication. You can't get anywhere without having open and honest communication.
Yes, agreed.
Oh, and so love language, right?
Yes.
About I need to speak your language.
Yes.
I don't need to speak my language to you. It's not cohesive. And I feel like that's one of the biggest problems in relationships. Well, I do this, I do that, but I don't need that.
That's true.
That's what I struggle with. Thank you, ladies. That's wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone who has came out and supported the Social Flex. We really appreciate your time. We'll print our schedule out on Facebook and our other platforms. We want to thank our photographers that came out and spent time with us tonight. Our man Corey, Sean, Deke, Robert.
You got a problem saying that?
Y'all do have a problem. Youngsters, you know I know, I'm trying to keep it professional. I'm trying.
We was working.
It hurts my feelings so much. I feel a disconnect. I don't feel loved.
You can bring it right back.
I don't feel loved.
Turn these up, go back to him right now.
So when these cameras are on, he is Robert.
What happened?
That's what you want us to come back around February? What you want to talk about?
What you want to talk about?
Let's talk about February.
That's what I mean. We can do that. What you want to talk about? Give us some ideas. And
what we want to do in February?
Yeah, Valentine's Day, you got to be keeping in the air.
We got to do love again?
What?
No, we'll do a different topic. We'll mix it in with Valentine's Day. We'll ask the.
It can be Valentine's Day. What does it mean?
I mean,
promiscuity.
Not
we can talk about dating again.
You said promiscuity.
Okay. I mean,
that seems like I got some reactions over there.
So again, you can follow us at the Social Flex on Facebook. We do have a group. We would like for all of you to join our group.
Follow the business page too, please.
Yeah, follow the business page. A lot of our shows are on our YouTube page. So it's the Social Flex on YouTube. Like, subscribe, share. Again, we want to thank y'all very much. We're coming close to the end of our season. And by the end of the season, we'll have about 25 episodes for this season.
And also, if any of our episodes speak to or resonate with you, or you just want to come on the line more or to chat more, you're always welcome to reach out to us to join the panel in the studio. We would love to have you on.
We have fun in the panel studio.
We have some good topics coming up. We have monogamy coming up. We have polyamory coming up. We have codependent coming up. We have toxic coming up, and we have long distance coming up.
Yeah.
You make sure you come on down for Toxic. I think Toxic is the last show.
It is the last show of the season.
That's the last one. We ended it on Toxic.
Yeah, I don't know. But the other one that I think is going to be interesting is codependency, because then we could dive into trauma bonding. So
I'm gonna learn a lot on that one. I don't know what we're talking about.
So here at the Social Flex, again, we do enjoy everyone tuning in and having their opinion in this no judgment zone. We always do ask here at the Social Flex that you be blessed and a blessing. And we're out for tonight.